Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Chulapansa Narula. Thank you very much for joining us on this lovely Thursday morning. It's May 26th of 2016. Let's take a look at today's headlines. In our first segment of Thailand Moves Forward, Prime Minister Drought Crisis has led a delegation to Nakhon Ratchasima province to follow up on its efforts to alleviate the drought crisis and manage water reserves. The Prime Minister was accompanied by Interior Minister General Anupong Paujinda, Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister General Chatchai Sarikanya, and Secretary General to the Prime Minister General Wilad Arunsi and other related officials. The Prime Minister paid a visit to Lam Prapeng Water Management Office to be briefed on its efforts to assist farmers and residents affected by the drought. He also visited the exhibition on water management and drought relief, and afterwards General Prayut inspected the construction site of the project to increase capacity at Lam Prapeng Dam. Upon completion of his short visit, the Prime Minister returned to Bangkok in the evening that same day. Changes have yet to be made to the level of water discharged from reservoirs as authorities indicate that Thailand continues to suffer from severe drought despite the arrival of the rainy season. Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives General Chatchai Sarikanya stated that even though the water level in most reservoirs began to rise at the start of the rainy season, the water distribution plan has not been adjusted. He cited the necessity to reserve as much water as possible during this time in order to ensure enough supply through the next dry season. For the time being, the minister asked agriculturists to rely on rainwater for cultivation. Over the past week, all 33 dams across the country saw a combined inflow of approximately 200 million cubic meters. However, Bhumipol Dam received no extra water as it did not rain in the area. Meanwhile, Mr. Lersak Riutrakoon Phaiboon, Director General of the Department of Royal Rainmaking and Agricultural Aviation, pointed out that close attention needs to be paid to the water situation as the drought crisis still persists in the country. He also said a cessation of rainfall is forecast in the middle of June, but preventive measures against water shortages have already been prepared. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives has been accelerating its efforts to tackle the issue of illegal fishing after the European Union's decision to maintain its yellow card on the Thai fishing industry. Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister General Chatchai Sarikanya revealed that the Department of Fisheries is proceeding with its effort to tackle illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing in accordance to international standards and according to recommendations by the EU. Meanwhile, the department will also accelerate its installation of vessel monitoring systems and decommission illegal ships. Officials were also sent to the EU in the middle of this month to receive suggestions on how to best tackle the issue. After the officials return, a meeting will be held the following week to summarize the recommendations. General Chatchai also revealed that the EU has affirmed it will not extend its deadline for another assessment and is currently maintaining its yellow card status for the fishing industry. In our special phone interview today with Commander Piyanan Gawani, a Plan and Policy Officer at the Command Center to Combat Illegal Fishing, or CCCIF, we'll talk about the CCCIF's recent effort to stamp out illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Swadika, Commander Piyanan. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I understand that the CCCIF has made several arrests related to foreign fishing vessels illegally operating in Thai waters. So could you please kindly shed some light on the issue and what is being done to solve this problem?
Yes, the problem of foreign vessels illegally fishing in Thai waters is not new. Royal Thai Navy and Thailand Maritime Enforcement Coordinating Center have made arrests hundreds of Vietnamese fishing vessels in the past. On the 7th of May, Thai-Mek Area 2 arrested 2 boats. 2nd of May, Thai-Mek Area 1 arrested 4 boats. And on the 30th of April, arrested 2 more boats. In total, 8 boats were arrested this month alone. and this is the tip of the iceberg. In 2015, Thai authorities arrested more than 150 Vietnamese fishing vessels in Thai waters, and so far, in 2016, 47 boats. Some of these vessels were arrested close to the shore and in territorial water, and some of these cases were convicted already with heavy fines and jail sentence to the crews and the master, as well as confiscation of vessels, the gear and the catch. Both sides are trying to solve the problem by setting several mechanisms such as a Thailand-Vietnamese Joint Patrol, a Joint Cooperation Committee, and the Joint Fishery Committee.
I see. So basically, when we talk about foreign vessels entering Thai waters, I mean, how can these foreign vessels be spotted, or what can Thai fishers do to report any foreign fishing activities, Commander?
Yes, usually these vessels are working in a group of 2 to 5 vessels. The vessel is distinctly different from Thai fishing vessels, with a superstructure at the far end of the boat with many poles and hooks. Also, with the new marking scheme entering into force for Thai vessels, these illegal boats are painted differently from Thai vessels. They usually use fishing gear of pole and hook to fish large hairtail for its fish mouth, and sometimes they operate trawl nets. They usually operate in vicinity of offshore platform, Good Island, Samet, and Samui Island. Thai fishers can be a great help to suppress these vessels. If these vessels are spotted at sea, Thai fishermen can use the HF radio to report the foreign fishing boat activity, also the information of the location, or if Thai fishermen spotted close to the shore, a hotline number 1696 of Thai Operation Center is also available, so that the patrol ship can be dispatched to investigate, search, and make arrests. We hope that Thai fishermen can assist us in protecting our resource and their rights by reporting of these illegal fishing activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commander. Thanks for your time joining us on Newsline this morning. So the hotline number once again is 1696 should fishers would want to report any illegal activities happening in the Thai waters. All right, moving on to our next story. The Royal Thai Navy has sent 3 military ships to participate in anti-submarine warfare exercises with the U.S. Navy. The drills are part of the bilateral naval exercise Guardian Sea 2016, scheduled for May 24th till 27th in the Andaman Sea. The drills allow the navies to participate to practice procedures related to anti-submarine warfare. The drills involve His Majesty's ship HTMS Chakri Naribet, HTMS Taksin, and HTMS Naresuan of the Thai Navy. The U.S. Navy's Los Angeles-class attack submarine, a P-8A Poseidon maritime patrol craft, and the Royal Thai Navy's Seoul aircraft carrier are participating in the exercises too. Let's take a look at the draft charter. The chairman of the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, has been presented with copies of the new draft charter that have been readied for distribution to members of the public. CDC Chairman Mr. Michai Ruchupan received copies of the new draft constitution today, along with attached documents to explain the contents of the draft sent from the Election Commission. The CDC will be distributing copies to voters in all provinces after keeping a number of them for training volunteers. Mr. Michai said that the CDC has been working on the budget for the trips being undertaken to explain the draft charter to voters nationwide, as well as for the training of community-level volunteers. The official budget request has been finalized and submitted to the government as suggested by the Ministry of Interior. The Election Commission has begun its kick-off August 7 public referendum campaign by putting out 100,000 copies of the draft charter for public viewing. EC Chairman Supachai Somcharan chaired the launch of Kick-Off August 7 public referendum, which was organized to promote the public referendum on the draft charter by encouraging citizens to read and understand the new document. Mr. Supachai affirmed that the EC is ready to hold the vote in a just and transparent manner and has reminded officials promoting the process to remain neutral. He asked that all citizens carefully study the draft charter while assuring them that they may express their views in a constructive manner. The campaign began with a caravan that delivered 100,000 copies of the draft constitution to the National Legislative Assembly and the Constitution Drafting Commission, which will pass on the documents to citizens. Another 900,000 copies are currently being printed for dispersal to government offices and schools throughout the country by June 26. The Ministry of Finance is considering ways to alleviate the problem of informal debt, which has been sapping consumption within the nation. The Ministry of Finance has been tasked with handling the informal debt problem in a more integrated manner after the state found citizens that previously received government aid relapsed to unofficial loans. Finance Minister Apisak Tantiwarawong said his office is compiling a package for dealing with informal debt that it hopes will permanently remove citizens from such schemes. One such package will be a PICO finance fund, allowing financial firms smaller than nano finance firms to provide loans to citizens for emergency purposes. Such firms will only be required to have 5 million baht to register for PICO financing, with each loan capped at 50,000 baht and interest limited to 36% a year. Mr. Apisak said several more mechanisms are being considered and will be rolled out over the next several months. The Ministry of Commerce has admitted that it is difficult for the country to achieve export growth of 5% this year after the export growth in April 2016 dropped to -8%. Deputy Minister of Commerce Suwitmay Sinsi said that Thailand's international trade value last month was $15.5 billion or 552.7 billion baht, contracting by 8% compared to the same period last year due to a continuous export slowdown. The country exported fewer agricultural products, computer and parts and automobiles, especially pickup trucks. The Thai export value in the first 4 months this year stood at $69 billion or -1.24%. The value of imports in the first 4 months this year was $60.4 billion or -12.73%, resulting in a trade surplus of $8.9 billion. As for international trade and investment expansion, the Deputy Minister said the ministry was collaborating with the private sector to invite more than 100 leading Cambodian business persons to Thailand to meet with their Thai counterparts from May 26 to 28th. The ministry would also organize a project to form networks of leading businesses in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam and Thailand from July to August this year. The ongoing drought crisis has led to the April Industrial Confidence Index moving downward despite a rise in production and sales figures. Federation of Thai Industries President Dane Namchaisiri reported that the Industrial Confidence Index for April 2016 fell to 85 from 86.7 the previous month, pointing to concerns over exports and that prolonged the drought crisis has had an impact on raw materials. He also noted that the baht's appreciation and April's holidays has impacted production in major industries. Nonetheless, the FTI believes the index over the next 3 months will rise to 97.2, just missing March's high of 98.3 due to lingering worries such as appreciating oil costs. Mr. Jain noted, however, that auto production in April reached more than 138,000 units. That's up 11.5% compared to the same period of last year. Sales were also up by 1.7% to nearly 55,000 units. The industrial sector has urged the state to support market expansion into CLMV countries as well as technological advancements for production. The Government Public Relations Department or PRD and other related agencies will co-host an event to mark World Environment Day, aiming to encourage better garbage management. As June 5th of every year is World Environment Day, the PRD this year is joining hands with the Pollution Control Department, the Thai Society of Environmental Journalists and Siam Technology College to hold an event under the concept of promoting efficient garbage management and environmental production. Ms. Pichaya Mueang, Executive Director of the National Broadcasting Services of Thailand, stated that this activity was made possible by all relevant sectors in accordance with the government policy to improve the quality of life and save the environment by teaching the public to reduce, separate and reuse their garbage in a correct manner. The World Environment Day event is set to take place at Central Festival Department Store in Chiang Mai from June 4th till the 5th and at Siam Paragon Shopping Centre in Bangkok on June 29th. It will feature exhibitions on garbage management, talks between representatives of the public sector and various communities, and a display of solar-powered vehicles invented by students of Siam Technology College. And that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. We'll now take a quick look at the exchange rates and commodity prices. Newsline will be back with international news. Stay with us.
Thai. Created from Thai wisdom, used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in Amazing Thailand.
Hey there, Michael here in wonderful Thailand to ask, given all the latest news, what do you think you know about Thailand? Looks like it's still business as usual, chilling out. Maybe grab some of the local food and check out the Thai scene. Perhaps partying a little bit with friends.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Cafes are popping up all over major urban centers, giving coffee lovers plenty to choose from. To help them decide, Sihanouk Coffee has welcomed visitors to explore its coffee plantation as a way to build consumer confidence and promote the region. Kun Pimchanok Ratana Piseth takes us to the birthplace of Lao coffee in Champasak province.
Sihanouk Coffee Shop at Paksay serves premium coffee from hot classic espresso to blend iced cappuccino and much more. If you are coffee lovers, you may wonder what the secret behind its taste is. Located in Champasak province of Laos, Bolavan Plateau is notable for its ideal conditions for growing coffee and tea. Elevated about 1,000 to 1,350 meters above sea level. The plateau has fertile volcanic soil, rich in mineral, adequate sunshine, and good rainfall throughout the year.
The best cherries of Sihanouk coffee are selected here at the Bolavan Highland, a perfect place for growing coffee. Strolling through the coffee fields, we can witness the plantation of fine organic coffee in Laos.
locate pharmaceutical around Sihanouk coffee plantation. The original Arabica varietal introduced in Laos during the French colonial rule is Typica. Though it gives low yielding, Typica produces high-quality beans. Later developed the new variety of Arabica, the Gatimor, is mostly cultivated here. It is rust-resistant, productive, and robust. The fertile seed were selected to start new plants. After 1 month of proper care, the seedlings are transplanted into the pots. Shade and water keep them in good conditions. 5 months later, farmers will move them to the soil in the exposed plantation. On average, it takes about 3 to 4 years for the coffee trees to bear fruit. Coffee pickers harvest the ripe Arabica cherries from October to November and Robusta cherries from January to February. The aging trees, after 10 years of their life, contribute lesser yield, but the berries are viable for raising the seedlings. Sihanouk coffee owner Sihanouk Sisombat currently gives emphasis on creating a brand name by bringing consumers to the original place of plantation.
For the consumers, we try to make them know that we care about quality from the seed to the cup. The seed we plant ourselves, the beans we process ourselves, the packets, the branding we do by ourselves.
As you know where a cup of your favorite espresso comes from, you can be confident in the brand and quality of the coffee you drink. Camera work by Pornmongkol Suthi. I'm Pim Chanok Ratanapised, NBT World, Dampasak, Laos.
Polluted river water became fresh inspiration for a team of Filipino artists who have made watercolor paintings using dirty water pigments. As part of a social awareness project by advertising agency TBWA Santiago Maganda Puno, 9 artists were commissioned to paint images using pigments taken from 6 contaminated rivers in the Philippine capital. Sediments were extracted from the river water to produce dark, earthy pigments that were sterilized to avoid bacterial contamination. Each painting depicted everyday scenes found along Manila's riverside, from children taking a dip in polluted water to people taking shelter under a bridge. Artists took careful attention to using watercolor as a tricky medium and the challenges of using an unconventional pigment. It took the team 6 months to mount the exhibit they called Dirty Watercolor at a mall in Manila. The project aimed to promote awareness of environmental degradation and the condition of people living near polluted tributaries. The Iraqi government has taken steps to help evacuate and protect the residents of Fallujah as it continues with an offensive to retake the city from the Islamic State or IS group. Since Monday, Iraqi security forces, along with paramilitary troops and tribal fighters, and backed by US-led coalition airstrikes, have been pushing a large-scale offensive against IS to regain control of Fallujah. The city, once populated by about 300,000 people, has been under IS control since early 2014. To prevent civilian casualties, the Iraqi security forces evacuated part of the city before the operation. But IS has been stopping residents from fleeing and is reportedly using civilian hostages as human shields. As the battle rages on, an estimated 50,000 residents remain in danger. Analysts said that as the fight against IS continues to unfold in the country, more civilians will be displaced, including those from Anbar Governorate in the west and Nineveh Governorate in the north. And that's all the time we have today for Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll leave you our email address. If you do have any suggestions or any comments, please write to us. It's newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Today we end the program while taking you to see an animal shelter, a rather interesting one. A Saudi man turning his home into an animal shelter. I'm Cholapansan Rula. We'll see you tomorrow right here in Newsline. Sawadee ka.